everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Good Morning Marketers. My name's Alexa Marinas, and I'm an account executive here at ThunderTech. And my esteemed colleague to my left is Ms. Andrea Aber, an account manager here at ThunderTech. Today we're going to be talking about the nuts and bolts of every marketing project, the content.
We're going to provide you with a lot of tips and tricks. And Alexa, what would be your first tip that you provide to a client?
If we're talking website specific, I would say that the biggest tool that any client has at their fingertips is a navigation map. The navigation map basically lays out every single page on the website. And if you know that you need to have words on each one of those pages, you'll be fine. Follow that.
Okay. From that navigation map, how long does a client typically have to pull together all that content for you?
A fairly decent amount of time, because that navigation map is completed before we even start designing, going through rounds of design, or even developing. So I would say typically a 4 to 5 week process. So plenty of time to get it together. But it's not just about content, though. What do you think is another piece that you need to relay to a client?
Right. Well, a big portion of that content is also images. For us, it's really helpful if those specific images are laid out with the content. So within a Word document, we would like the client to really lay out the title of that image when they send it over to us, so we know what image to pull together within that website for you.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier if the developer can just go through the document and say, all right, here's the content for the homepage, and here's the image assigned to it.
Exactly.
So anything else that you would add to being a good tip for content installation or gathering?
Well, I think one of the main things to focus for that content is that once a site goes live, the content can always be changed. So it doesn't matter if, yes, the client really wants it to be perfect, and we want it to be perfect as well for that client and for the users, but they really have to remember that that content can change. So don't get stuck on one paragraph. Don't get stuck on the homepage, because it can constantly be changing.
Yeah.
Is there a specific way that you would like to receive that content? Obviously, we've mentioned a Word document, but as far as number of paragraphs or bullet points?
I think the best rule of thumb in regard to websites is trying to be as short and sweet as possible. Be very concise. We don't need to have scrolling and scrolling and scrolling of a website page. You know, I would say a couple of paragraphs that get to the point, that show resources. You always want that call to action. So as long as we're conveying that in each page and making sure that the customer that's looking at the site knows what to do and where to go, you don't need to be over wordy.
Right. Now, as far as the call to action, what is the good place to put that on that website?
Anywhere, as many places as possible. Put it in the footer, make sure your content information is there. Maybe something on the right, that says a sign up or add here. Just make sure it's prominent. Make sure that the person looking at your website always knows how to get a hold of you. Always is doing what you want them to do.
Okay. Well, I hope that you enjoyed our tips and tricks for the website content. And if you have any further questions, please contact us at thundertech.com. Thank you.
Bye. Tips and tricks.
Content.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Yeah, like, why are you laughing? It was not good.
I know.
I totally know why Meredith Vieira quit.
And we're done.
All right. ThunderTech.com.